Okay, today is the 8th of February 2026 and I'm going to test my maximum plank duration. Turning on the timer on my phone, and then I've got some distraction plans. So here we go, stopwatch on and start. So I've been trying to put this off for hours. I came down here to train about actually nearly 4 hours ago, but instead of getting started with the training, what did I do? I started working on my computer, doing actual work. Can you imagine, on a Sunday doing work instead of training, because I was afraid. And there's nothing wrong with being afraid as long as you face your demons and you take it on. So my longest plank ever was, I last tested it I think in November. Yeah, I tested it in November, and back then I got 11 minutes exactly. So it'll be a disappointment if I don't get 11 minutes today. I am going to start calling people on the phone to distract me when I get into the pain cave. So I'm going to silence the video from here, and then I will get on with making my private phone calls, and I'll get on with suffering in the plank. I won't call anybody until I really start to suffer. So I'm just going to do some inward prayer and meditation first, and then when I'm really suffering, I'll start calling people, because that's going to give me accountability. I've got my daughter and my mum kind of in mind. I'm sure one of them will answer, and we'll take it from there. I've been wanting to give myself some new goals and master new exercises. Now, as a fitness coach, I've noticed that the most popular exercise amongst the clients that I train is the plank. So I figured it'd be good for me to become a master of the plank, and I've been just keeping myself entertained by improving my plank strength, my core strength, my plank endurance, and just monitoring what positive or negative effects it might have. And so far it's mainly just had positive effects. So the only negatives I got were when I first started the training, I'd get some gastric problems, having to run to the bathroom more often than necessary. I was even getting sometimes reflux disease, but then I soon learned that you got to eat a certain weight. You never eat before you train, so you can't do any kind of meaningful plank training when you've got a stomach full of food. Even coffee can cause reflux if you're doing heavy plank training. And I only test my plank once a month, so once a month maximum, and I've set myself a minimum standard that I have to get past 20 minutes. In fact, my real goal is 30 minutes. I must reach 30 minutes in a continuous plank, but 20 minutes is the minimum. And I really wanted by February to have achieved 15 minutes. So that was kind of my deep goal today, is the 15-minute plank, but I didn't think I could do it. The longest I've done was 11 minutes in November 2025. So I haven't tested myself since then, because I've not really been following any kind of rigid training, because just a lot's been happening. We've opened a second fitness studio. I traveled abroad last month, so there's been a lot going on, and I've just been getting in training here and there, but it's not structured, and it's not as long as it was when I was actually building up to the 11-minute plank that I did in November. I started training on the 19th of August 2025, so by November I'd been going for a good nearly 3 months when I got to 11 minutes. It took me nearly 3 months to get to 11 minutes. And then I kind of have not been that structured with the training. But what I can say is the positives that have come from plank training so far, there have been quite a few positives. You definitely get a stronger lower back. So it's not just about the abs when you're training the plank. The lower back benefits quite a bit as well. The lower back just becomes looser. The muscles around the spine become stronger, all the muscles around the spine. And I found that the plank is very, very good for prayer and meditation. So that's when I actually train, is when I'm doing my morning prayer and meditation, because the distraction allows me to keep going in the training, and it allows me to make it more intense. So that's what I've been doing. I also find that doing tasks that I'm not that keen on but that I know need doing, such as client phone calls, we get lots of client inquiries, dozens of them, and we've got to call all those people, and it's quite a boring task. But if I'm doing it while doing a plank, it makes me feel like those planks are useful, because I'm building my business, building my career, building my future. So I do lots of calls during the plank. I also do my training plans, because we've got hundreds of clients, and each one of them needs a weekly training plan approved, which I deliver alongside my team coaches. So I do those training plans while I'm in a plank as well. And so I've made this time quite useful. I didn't think I'd go on for more than 6 months with this plank training. That was my kind of initial exploration. But I found a way to make it a part of my life. And I've realized that now that I do these planks, I don't even need to do my normal ab training in my other sessions, because the plank seems to make all the muscles on the six-pack stronger. And my main ab exercises were hanging leg raises and L-sit leg raises. Those are the only 2 exercises I've done for my abs. They're very, very intense, and I didn't do very, very much of them to maintain a very good core. But since I started doing this plank training, I found that I can really, really do more reps in all the different abs exercises, even if I never do them. So the plank definitely conditions every single part of the abs. And even just doing planks is enough as an ab routine if you just want strength and endurance in your abs. What I don't know is how well it builds muscle in the abs, as in your six-pack muscles. I've had these six-pack muscles for 40 years, so I can't claim doing planks has built them. Can it maintain them? Absolutely, it can maintain them. But, not everyone's after a six-pack. Some people just want a flat stomach, a narrow waist, and a very strong core and back. And the plank seems to be able to do that. So the plank is a boring exercise. If you're going to rely on it, you need to find ways to incorporate it into your normal life. Now, what I get some of my clients to do is to do planks during breaks in their normal work day. Just do a plank for 1-2 minutes and then get back to work. And if you do that on a regular, every couple of days, you'll develop very good plank endurance. And I know lots of people who easily can build up to 5-minute planks just by doing that. So if you want to do the plank, that's definitely a way forward, is just do it on breaks during work, so that you get a chance to stand up, do a bit of stretching, then do a plank. It's an isometric exercise. Doing the plank regularly is exceptionally good for your blood pressure. And doing planks is actually probably one of the most effective exercises you can do if you want to lower your blood pressure. So for people with high blood pressure, the plank is a great way to build the flexibility in your blood vessels so that your blood pressure actually goes down. This is scientifically proven. The plank is far more effective than lifting weights, far more effective than doing cardio or running, cycling, any of those things. I'm not saying don't do those, because those things do contribute to better blood pressure control as well, but none of them are anywhere close to the effectiveness of a plank. So if you want to optimize your blood pressure, look no further than doing a plank. It definitely does this for you. Now, what are some of the techniques that I do to lengthen my plank hold? One is that I never do plank training too often. My staple is twice a week, and I always, like I say, incorporate it into other activities that I know I can do, that I don't particularly enjoy doing, but I can do during a plank, and they make my plank training feel more valuable. When I want to make my plank training more intense or longer, I always do it in front of people. So the two ways I do it is I do personal training sessions with my coaching team at the fitness studio at Body Street, and having a coach makes you able to go longer. And if I don't want to train with a coach because I've just got a lot going on, I do it when I'm doing my customer calls, like I said, or my customer lifestyle and training plans, because that really helps. But when I'm on my own,
how are you doing?
One thing that I definitely do on my own to make the planks longer is I like to call
Hi guys,
people.
how are you?
I normally call my mum or my daughter, and we have a chat. While I'm doing the plank, I do a video call and I talk to them, and they kind of spur me on. And just talking to someone also helps me to do a longer plank. So those are my techniques for making the plank more intense.
My best was 11.
For getting more out of the plank.
So I called you to distract me.
Now, if you're wanting to use planks as a training plan, it's also okay to do other ab exercises after the plank. So when you're bored of the plank or you're done with the planks, you can do other exercises like crunches or Spider-Mans or push-ups.
Yes.
Push-ups are a great plank enhancer, because push-ups are a type of plank. I personally don't do that normally, but I sometimes do. I sometimes add on crunches or sit-ups at the end of my planks. I can do 50 to 100 sit-ups even after doing, an hour of plank training. So it does build endurance, and sometimes I do an hour of plank training, because that's how long it takes to do my calls or to do my session plans. So those are some of the tips I have for how I've built up to a 15-minute plank. Prayer and meditation, personal training coach, speaking to people that are close to you and having interesting conversations, and also doing stuff that I don't particularly enjoy doing but is extremely important for me to do. Those are the things that I do to enhance my plank training. What doesn't work is trying to listen to stuff. Honestly, trying to listen to music does make the training go by, but once you get to the tough part, the only thing is distraction. And I find that prayer and meditation, going inward, is a distraction, and talking to people to an extent is a distraction. But talking to people is more about accountability and just forcing yourself. And every time I've done a maximum plank, what I have noticed is that I could go a little bit longer. So when I did the 11 minutes, I know that if my life depended on it, I could have hung on for 12 minutes. And today when I did the 15 minutes, I know I could have done 16 minutes if my life depended on it. But I had something left in the tank which I didn't even know I had, because trust me, when I got to 10 minutes, the 15 minutes, I felt like I was ready to quit. So the 15 minutes was really tough. But when I got to 15 minutes, I know I could have done 16. It's just every time you reach what you think is your limit, you notice there's a little bit more left. But I always leave some for next time, because I know it's a journey and I've still got more to do. So I don't mind leaving some for next time. So I've left some for next month. So I know next month when I get to 15 minutes, I know I can get past 16 minutes, because this month I could have got to 16 minutes. Could I have got much more than 16 minutes? Difficult to say. I can't say for sure. Maybe not. I'm definitely operating on my limit right now. But it's interesting, and it's actually fun when you set these mini challenges. Believe it or not, it can be fun. The key with doing planks and all isometrics, whether it's stretching, planks, is to do them during dead time. To do them when you're doing something else. So for instance, when you're watching TV or listening to a podcast, or like I say, doing my sales and marketing work or planning. I hope that helps somebody today. Take care.
21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 13, 14, 12, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Okay, I've done it. Okay. That was 15.0. Oh, man. Okay. You guys, you helped me. You made me do it, okay? Well done. Okay, I gotta sign off now. I gotta sign off and go and puke somewhere. Okay, bye. I love you all. Bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Oh.